that quilt. All right, we're going to get started here in just a moment with Che Ani Buju. Welcome to my sew along. I apologize for coming on a little later today. Usually I do my sew along Saturday afternoon, but I did have to work today, and that has put a little bit of a delay in getting us together. But we're here and we're going to work on the third part of our sew along today. So we are making the Trees and Stars table topper from the book called Prairie Home by Lori Holt. And you can grab it from your local quilt shop, or a quilt shop online. All of that really helps them out. Or a local bookstore, or wherever you get your quilting books from. Beautiful book, expensive, yes, but worth it because it has great illustrations. I don't know how many projects are in here. Does it tell you? Over 40 quilts, and they're divided into months, so it makes it really fun and easy for us to find something. Maybe if we're looking for something Christmassy, we look in the winter section and we find something that would work really well for us. So for those of you that may not know, my name is Vanessa and I'm the founder of Quilts for Survivors. And I come on randomly live here on TikTok. I am recording it also on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, Quilts for Survivors, so that it's there should you need it if you don't have the book yet and you're like, I want to know. I love Lori Holt books because, one, they're usually spiral bound, which makes them easy to move around and use in your studio space or in your sewing space. I'm just going to move this out of the way because the book's too heavy for that. And it makes it fun and simple and enjoyable when you can follow along and you don't have to guess what the instructions are. I've done a couple of patterns where I was like, well, I felt that they could have been easily explained better. And sometimes you're a little bit like, I don't want to spend hours trying to understand your pattern. I just want to sew. And so I really like ones that have lots of visuals and are easy to follow. So far in this pattern, let me just show you the pattern. So there's the pattern. That's what we're making. And then we've already made, I'm going to go back. There's another picture. It's not my pattern. I have no rights to the pattern, so I can't share any of that. But here's parts of the quilt. So we've made the trees and we've made these stars with the center with a color. I think I did mine in green. Yes, I did. And then now we're going to make these stars, these little guys. We're going to make a bunch of those. We may not get all of them made here live, but we will get some of them made and you'll understand how the process works. So that's what we're planning to do here today, is make those and prep. Next week is putting it all together. So we're going to do the center 9 patch, or you can do that on your own. That maybe if we have time tonight, I don't know. We'll see how well it goes. It is just before 6, so we'll see how long we can do this. We may get interrupted. I do have children in the home, two kids, 2 cats, and 1 dog. So we could get interrupted, but just keep sewing. I'm going to keep recording. It's unedited. So if you go over to YouTube later, it will be the same as what it is now. I don't edit any of my videos. I just don't have the time to do that. All right. So here's my tree block. I used whatever I had left in a back quarter bundle from a couple years ago. I think it was last year, if I'm not mistaken. And it was called A Christmas Carol by 3 Sisters for Moda Fabrics. And then my background is Vanilla Cream, and that's a solid from Northcott. And that's the tree. And then I didn't have any yellow for the pattern. I didn't have any yellow in this collection, and I wasn't going to go and buy fabric. I really wanted this tabletop to be stuff I already had, and I really wanted to use up this fat quarter bundle that I had already taken fabric out of, so it wasn't complete. So I've made 2 different versions because I didn't have enough fabric. It called for 1/2 yard, and it was fat quarters, so that's only 1/4 of a yard. But I made 2 fun-loving stars, and my kitchen is black. It's red and black and white. So I think this will work really well because there's going to be some red in it as well. So that's what we've made so far. So beautiful stars. These are maybe a little different than some stars you've made, 8-point stars, because they do cross over. Sometimes when you make flying geese, you don't get that. This really helps because you don't lose your point. There's lots of room, as you can see, for the points and for that intersection part. There's lots of points. I must have got some lint or something in there. So they look super cute. So again, it's A Christmas Carol by Three Sisters, and it's super fun. So I made a bunch of those. I think there's 12 altogether, and it's really, really great. So we're excited about that. And then what else do we have? That's all we have, I guess. I have all my pieces. I gotta fix my table there. There we go. I need the where do I get it? The pattern? You need the pattern? I think that papers. Papers for what? This isn't foundation paper piecing. This is traditional piecing. If you need the pattern, you have to buy the book. I apologize. It is an expensive book, but definitely worth it. I'm going to be making this quilt on the cover and a couple other ones throughout 2026 from this book. So if you like sewing along with me, this is a great book to purchase because I want to make it worth your while as well. To foundation paper piece. Oh, that's a different pattern, but I can get it for you. So in 2026, first week of January, my kids are at their dad's, at least till school starts. I'm not exactly sure because of his wonky schedule. This is the pattern that we are making in 2026. Take a screenshot of it. And it's foundation paper piece. I think someone said on her site it was $35. I don't remember where I got it, probably off of her site. And I'm really excited because I shared this and then people wanted to make it. So I'm really excited about that. All right, so it's called Possibilities. It's a 12-month block of the month, and we are going to do it as a block of the month, starting in January. And then I'll make the patterns or parts of the pattern. I don't know if I can always make everything, all the pieces. And it's by Charisma Horton. And that's what we're going to do. And it does have little, lots of good, it looks like good instructions from what I can tell. And you will have to have a printer so you can print those foundation paper pieces. And if you print it, now this was just printed normally. Let me grab my ruler here. Are they 1 inch? I'm trying to see if it's 1 inch. I'm holding my ruler wrong. It is. So if you print it normally, 100%, it will print it the size you want it. They're not overly difficult. So I know a lot of you want to learn foundation paper piecing. This one is pretty basic. It will be able to do this, even if you've never done this before. The patterns inside are pretty, from what I can tell, it'll be really fun and easy. And you can use scraps. It's all solids, it looks like. So grab some fabric or buy some fabric, get the pattern, and grab some fun things. Okay, I don't know. It comes out to 96 by 96. It's 12 by 12 inch block. And I don't know how many blocks are in there. They're 12.5-inch block. Unfinished. So you need white, light blue, dark blue, light red, dark green, light yellow, light purple, light orange, and medium pink. You, of course, can use whatever colors you want, but that's what we're going to do. So I'm hoping that, what's her name now? Oh my gosh. Isa, that this is what you were asking for. If not, please comment so that I can figure out what it is you want. That's the one we're doing starting first week of January. I haven't picked a date yet. It won't be New Year's, I don't think, because people have things to do on New Year's. I don't have my kids on New Year's, so I'm like, well, I could start maybe on the 2nd. What day is the 2nd? Let's find that out. That would be good to know. So January 2nd is a Friday. Oh, we'll do it Friday or Saturday, one of those 2 days. Okay. Okay, perfect. I know you liked it, Isa. I hope I'm saying your name right. Can you just comment if it's what you wanted me to show you? Just because I don't want to miss out on anything. And I may or may not record them onto YouTube. I probably will, just so that they're there somewhere, because TikTok doesn't save my likes. It saves parts of it, but not all of it. So you'll want to join in on that. Okay, perfect. Thanks, everyone. Okay, let's get started on making these beautiful star blocks, okay? So these are, I don't know if there's a name. They kind of look like a friendship star, kind of. They're only a 4-point star, so they're really cute though. I think they will be really, really cute. So let's make one and then we'll make more. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay. So this is S, right? These are S, 1.5 and 3.5. Yep. And then these are T's. Well, yeah. Okay. So we have a rectangle. Yes, they're tiny. They're not very big. I mean, they're not very big. So we have some rectangles and some squares. And we're going to use those to make these stars. They're kind of small. They're not super big stars, but we're going to work on them and make them. They're going to be fun, I think. I hope it's fun. All right, so we need some background, which I have cut here. I don't know. H. Oh, this is H. Okay, there's H. So we have T, a pile of T, a pile of S, and some H. That's what we have right now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do each step for the star, and then we'll go back and we have to make, I don't know how many of these stars we actually have to make. Hang on. 16, 8, total of 8. In this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. We have to make 2 dozen. 2 dozen of these, but we're going to make all of one component and then we'll make a bunch more. Okay, hi Missy, glad you're here. We're using T. I know you're doing this. I wonder if your book ever came in. T, S, H, and I haven't sewn anything yet. So you just missed a bit of intro. You can always go and see what I talked about on YouTube. That's where it will be. All right, so we're going to take an S. I'm going to make one of each part, and then we're going to sew with that. So we're going to take S, and we're going to sew from this side to this side. So from the upper left to the lower right with an H, which is your background square. I will catch up tonight. Okay. All right. So we're going to do that. Then actually I'll do 2 at the same time. Then I don't have to sew scraps. So like I'll have leaders and enders in there. So you're sewing from the top left to the bottom right, or however. I always start on the side that I don't like to start at the corner. I feel like it gets stuck a lot. So I've changed the way I do that. Now at the bottom, we're going to sew another H, and it's going to go in the exact same line. So we're making a mini candy cane block, as we call them. So we're going to sew this way again. So your top one is from the upper left to the lower right. The bottom one is the same. They go in the same direction. Okay. And I'm making 2 right now. After I will come back, we have to make 16 total. I will come back and make the other 14. But for now, I want to see, this is a great way to test the pattern. I didn't start at I don't start at the corner either. No, it's just, I always find it gets stuck. I don't care how big it is, it always seems to get stuck. So now we're going to trim it. I just lay that out over there. I'm going to grab my scissors and my rotary cutter. So I have everything I need. These ones I'll just snip with scissors because they're not very long. Okay, snip and snip. Right. I think I'm going to snip. Should I snip the other one? Yeah, then I can press it. Actually, okay, so we're going to snip and then we'll press towards, what do they want us to do? Press the top one to in and the bottom one out. So we'll have to do that. Okay, I'll have to do it again with the other one, but that's okay. So press the top out and the bottom goes in. So they both going up, I guess. Okay, so your piece is going to look like this. And that's what we call a candy cane block. I really like that. I think that's a great thing to call it because it's stitch and flipped 2 corners. Oh, I brought it home. Later, maybe tomorrow morning, I'm going to sew my coriander mystery block because I got the pattern. I didn't watch all the video, but I got the pattern and I'm going to make that tomorrow, I think, because I want to focus on these stars tonight. All right, we'll see how long I can last. Now we need F and T. Ooh, we need F, which is, F's are these guys. They're, I think that's F. F is, what size is F? It is a background. Yeah, that's the size. Okay, just wanted to make sure. So F and T, which is again, those tiny little squares. These are squares. They're tiny. We're going to put it on the bottom and we're going to sew from the upper right to the lower left. So upper right to lower left. I'm using a nice white. It's kind of a cream colored thread. So you'll be able to see it really well. So we're going to make 2 of those. Oops, wrong piece. F and T on the bottom, and you're going to sew from here to here. Nice diagonal line. And you need to make in total 32 of those. I'm going to make 2 right now. Maybe I need 2 for each thing. It looks like I need 2 for each, so I'm going to make 4. Looks like I need 2. Oops, I keep grabbing wrong piece. There we go. And then 2 F's. So 2 T's, 2 F's. It looks like I need 2 of these per star, and I'm making 2 stars. Or maybe I have to make some the other way. Oh, maybe I need some the other way. Well, anyways, I made 3. Make 16 from each print. Make 32 total. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I forgot to make this. You have to make 8 from each print. So you need 8 of these and then 8 of a different one. I'm doing all 1. So last time I was doing 2 different prints. This time I'm just doing 1 because that's how my fabric works. So I adjusted my fabric so that I could use my fat quarter bundle that I had. Can't escape those candy cane blocks. No, totally can't. Okay. So now, what are we doing? So this is the first step. Then there's the second step. So I think we're going to do all of this first step, and then we'll go into the second step because we have to make 4 of these. So let's stop here, and we're going to keep going. So I'm just going to, I'm not going to make whatever that is. I'm going to stop for a second. I'm going to overwhelm myself, and I don't want to do that. Okay. I'm going to get lost somewhere in the shuffle. Because I'm just making a few now, and then I'll make some more later. So we've made our candy cane block, which we've trimmed one already. We're going to trim another one. Okay. Then, we'll trim these ones. Yes, we'll trim and we'll figure out which way those need to be pressed. Okay, so we're going to press, trim, so a 1/4 inch away with scissors or with a rotary cutter. No, you're going to press these to the corner. So both of these get pressed up. Oh yeah, get pressed up. And then these ones get pressed to the corner. So a good hot iron, set those seams, and then just press them the way they need to go. You can always flip it over and just give it a little bit of, check to make sure you like how it's laying. You can always use a clapper should they not want to lay flat. A clapper is a really great option. And just holding a little bit of heat on them can help too. Sometimes we just need a little bit more warmth than other times. Okay. All right. I hope I'm not going too crazy, but I'm going to do all of it again. I just want to show you what the end result will be. Okay. So we've made a couple of these candy cane blocks, as we call them. They're just, I don't know what they're called. They're not really called anything in there. We've made a couple of these guys. Aren't they cute? Okay, we're doing the Trees and Stars tabletopper from the Prairie Home book by Lori Holt. This is the last pattern in the book, actually. I don't know if that matters, but I think it's kind of cool. So now what we're going to do is assemble unit using coordinating fabrics. Press open. I don't press anything open, but you can if you want. Let's start. Left star unit should measure, and they give you the size. I can't give you that because it's not my book. Thank you. Join my fan club, apparently. Thank you very much. And we're going to make 4 of these. So that's why we're stopping. We have to go back and make a whole bunch of these other candy cane blocks and stuff, but we're going to stop here for a second because I want to show you what we're making because I'm a visual person. I think I need to see it, so I think it helps if you can see it. So what we need is a block. Okay, I'm going to make half of them. We have to make 4, 2 with the dark and 2 with the red star. Hello? I know someone came upstairs. I heard you. Oh, I guess somebody wants to talk. Okay, so we're gonna put this star, we're gonna take one of these, no, 2 of these. So 2 of these. Okay, and in between them, we're going to put this star like this, yes, with a G now. A G is just a background square, a tiny little background square. And then I think they're the same size as the H, but that's fine. Okay, and then okay, then we need this over more. Oh, can you see that? You know what, I'll put it on a design board and then I can definitely show you what it's supposed to be. Okay, let's do this here. So you're gonna take your little guy here and you're gonna put him like this and you're gonna put a G fabric on the bottom. So we'll have to sew that first. Then you're gonna have this long piece. Then you're gonna have, that doesn't seem like it's long enough. Doesn't seem like it's long enough. Then this piece, no, flip it. This, so here's this piece, okay, with this piece, no, this piece. Okay. Size is G supposed to be? I feel like I'm using the wrong piece. It's that size, okay. Then you're gonna have this piece and this piece. Oh my, could have grabbed a bigger board. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a hot freaking minute. There we go. Okay. So you're gonna put your little one piece there, there, and there. And you gotta watch, you gotta look in the pattern to see, to make sure you have all of your blocks orientated properly, but you can see the little star here. And then there's these fillers of a G, which is just a little background square. Okay, all of my stars are the same color. So be mindful of that, okay? So watch the pattern for I think they did 2 different colors. Yeah, they did like half, each one a different color. I'm only doing one color. So we're gonna sew the little background pieces on, being mindful of where they go. And being mindful of how this goes together. Now, some of these don't need anything. So we'll sew our 1/4 inch in, and then we will, it'll make sense when you're laying it out. If you're laying it out now or laying it out later, hopefully it'll make sense. Okay? And you won't be all like, what is she talking about? Well, I won't, hopefully it won't matter. Chicken feeding. Bunny, what? Hey, don't bark. Goodness. What are you guys doing? You're supposed to be cleaning up your toys. Okay, and it says to press open. So you can press open, or you can press up or down, or whatever works for you. I'm just gonna press them out. Okay. I don't press anything. So I'm just gonna press them towards wherever they want to go, I guess. Try it. If it doesn't work, I will change it as I move along. I can always change it. It's a small seam. It's not hard to reposition it so that it goes the way I want it to. Okay, so the first piece goes this way. Oh, yeah. The second piece goes this way. So there's our little star, little 4-point star. And then this piece goes like that. So what we're making is the stars that go under our bigger star, okay? So we're going to sew these together into one big strip, and then we're going to sew it to the block. So then this to this. Actually, wait a minute. This to this. I'm going to leave the middle one because then I don't have to sew bonus blocks. I don't have to sew it the way that I'm sewing. You can sew it however makes sense in your brain. I am sewing it this way because this is how it makes sense in my brain. Actually, I think I'll press it to the dark. Press to the dark. These are going to be so cute. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. So today at our binding marathon, there was 2 people long arming and they did, I think, 5 quilts maybe. And then there was, 2 people. I think there was 5 quilts quilted. One of them is a beginner one. So, it took him a little while. Then he did 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 quilts. 9. We bound 9 quilts. We had a great lunch. We had time to visit and share, and it was wonderful. And we talked about different quilty things and family things, and it was wonderful. So it was fun. We had total of 6 people in the studio today. So that was really fun. Really, really fun. So we're just going to press this. Okay, now this will probably need to be trimmed because that looks really wonky. I don't know why it looks so wonky, but anyways, maybe that's the wrong size. Let me see. I think those are the same size, aren't they? G and H? Yeah, okay, never mind. It's fine. It's probably just the way I sewed it together. Oh, let's press this one. I thought I had pressed it already. Had not. Now, of course, you're going to make all 16 of the pieces that you need, all 8 of the pieces, whatever. You're going to follow the pattern and you're going to make all of the units that you need. This is the next step after we made all those. Again, I'm just showing you where we are and what we're doing, because that's what I do. So I'm going to put this together. And I like a visual. I like to see, how is this going to turn out? How is this star going to look when it's all done? Right. Okay, so now we're going to open it up. Open her up. Get her nice and pressed. Okay, now it seems a little bit wonky. It doesn't tell you how big this piece is supposed to be. Although you can kind of figure it out by going, oh, it's supposed to be this by this. So if this is this size, if you subtract, this is the size this is supposed to be. I can't tell you that because, again, it's not my pattern. But you guys are smart. You can figure it out. I know it. I know it. Okay, I'm just going to see if this is right. And it's pretty close. There is a little bit on the edge, so I'm just going to cut that. Not that that's the edge that I'm sewing to anyways, but it was distracting me. So this is what I have for the bottom. Now it looks wonky, but as we go through, we're going to make other pieces and our stars are going to connect. So it says it should tell you. Assembly using coordinating fabrics. Press open. Left star unit should measure. Well, I guess because their top ones are all the same color, they wouldn't tell you how many of these you need. And because mine are all the same, my pockets are all the same. I have to be aware of how this goes. But it only says to make 4. I'm guessing 1 for each side. Yeah, because there's, one for each side. Okay. I need one for each side. So I think I need them to be, because let me see. Black, red, black, red, black, wait. Black, red, black, red, black, red. Yeah. I have to use half one color and half another. So that when I lay it out, they're not too wonky. They're not next to each other. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, so I'm gonna press it back and then I'll show you because it's super cute. Let me give it a press. Flat is the key. Flat is the key. So there is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna make 4 of these. I'm going to make 2 in different colors. You have to watch your colors at the bottom. I don't have to if you're using 2 different colors, which is what the pattern says. I use 2 different colors up here and 1 down here. Because, I'm not confused enough as it is. I'm not, I like to make things difficult. All right, so we've got 1 done. Now let's go back and make a whole bunch more. The next thing that after we make 4 of those, then we'll move on to another step. Okay, we're going to make all the centers, all the middles. We need to make how many? 16. So I've made 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Right? So I need 2. Well, I don't know if now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, which gives us 14 plus 2 is 16. So we're going to do all of these with our H, and we're going to do all of them. So now I'm just going to chain piece the whole thing. So again, I'm making this center part here, this really cute center part. So lots of candy cane blocks coming up. But it'll be great. So some of these we're going to use for this and some we won't because we don't need all of them. And follow the directions if you're using 2 different fabrics as was recommended in the book. You can do whatever you want. You can make them all different colors. Should you choose. Should you choose. You can make them all different. And remember, you're sewing from the top left, or in my case, from the bottom right to the upper left. What? The whole basement? Yeah, are you done the whole basement? Done the whole basement of our couch? Well, okay, now I want you to take a few more minutes and pick up toys around the basement that need to be put away or look for garbage. Okay, I want you to go do a few more. I want you to put 5 more toys away each. 5. 5 more. 5 more toys and 1 piece of garbage. They're trying. The basement is kind of a mess. And I was talking to oh, cool. I was talking to one of the older kids, and I said, "Hey, do you want to clean the basement? Clean up your brother and sister's mess? Like it's not dirty. It's just their toys are up the way, and they like to organize." So I thought you would like no. When I was a kid, you would have gave us heck for having such a messy basement. I was like, oh, maybe I would have. But anyway, you change, you learn. Or you just give maybe I'm just too that one. I don't like one. It has so much on it. Maybe you just get too tired and you don't want to deal with it anymore. You're like, no thanks. I'm too tired to deal with this right now. I don't want to clean it for them. Like I don't want to clean it for them. But I want to help them. So tomorrow morning I'm gonna get them down there and we're gonna clean it. Because it is. It's not, like I said, it's not dirty. It's not a dirty basement. That's okay, guys. You've got toys you never play with. You've got things you never touch. They've been sitting on the shelf for a long time. They're a little dusty. Like, I guess you don't play with it. Or you shoved all these toys here. Why didn't you put them on the shelf where they belong? Like, come on. So trying to help, trying to be a good hopefully a good example, and hopefully we can, get to the point where these quilts, the basic ones, but I think they have too much junk, They keep everything. I think I need to just throw some stuff away. That's what I think. I don't know everything, but I do know that I find again, I find it hard to get these two kids to clean up, but maybe it's also a stay-at-home mom. Not all the time that my kids were little, but a lot of times. So I was um there and I was able to be like, hey, now it's like, hey, it's bedtime. I'm exhausted, they're exhausted. And you find it hard to be a working mom, a full-time working mom, a very busy mom who works weekends and evenings. Yeah. Not that I don't want to sew. I want to spend time doing what I love, but I do find that sometimes I'm just tired. And I almost didn't come on tonight because I am a little tired, but it was such a good day. And we have sent out, so not that long ago, I don't remember the exact date in October, but there was a date where we sent out our 8,000th quilt to survivors across Canada and other countries as well, because some of our survivors don't live in Canada anymore, which is, lots of people move. And our 60 Scoop survivors were, as children, were shipped to different countries. Anyways, it wasn't that long ago. Maybe it was a month ago. I wish I knew. Unless I could remember the date. I think it was I want to say it was the 23rd. It could have been the 16th though. No, I think it was the 23rd when we announced our 8,000th quilt. I'm almost at 82. So we are cool. What are you guys doing? Did you pick up 5 extra toys? Did you pick up one garbage? You're supposed to pick up 5 toys and one garbage. You can't come on my screen. Okay, now go. What are you doing now? Then go play your Switch. You're not staying up late today. No TV. No TV. You can play your Switch, but no shows. Don't give her a treat unless you're putting her outside. Okay. Okay. I have to change my bobbin. So this is part of what happens online is I get interrupted by beautiful little people and I get to change the bobbin. All right. So I always have bobbins ready to go. I make about 7 or 8 bobbins and then I change my needle and I clean out my machine and I redo my bobbins. I recently did that, so it won't be today that I'll have to do that. I do it live sometimes. Sometimes I do it off. But that's how I keep track of when to change my needle and when to make some, by doing that. Change my needle and clean out my machine. Now I can't clean everything and I don't take it apart. I just clean what I can when I can. And I take it in to get service about every 6 months or so. Because I sew a lot. I sew every day almost. And did I sew yesterday? I think I did a little bit in the morning. Yeah, I think I did. I got all of my blocks done. I did. I sewed all of the remainder of my Stash Buster Challenge blocks. So I'm really trying to get that done. Get all these quilts done that I started in 2025 so that, and maybe quilted, probably not, but maybe so that I can start 2026 off without unfinished projects. I did have a lot of unfinished, I have no UFOs. Almost everything is done, completed, ready to go. And I just need to what was I gonna say? I just need to quilt a lot of things. I'm planning to give them to anybody at Christmas. I need to go book. I was gonna do that when the kids were gone, but I'm also leaving, so it's like it's so much to do. You know, never. My time is not my own sometimes, especially as a mother. That's okay. All good things. All right. So now we've made all of our 16 of these pieces. So we're gonna trim them. Remember, we made two. I made two before, and now I'm making some more. So there's 4 of these that will look like this. And then there's 4 that look like something else, and then there's another 4. So there's 3 sets. Sorry. No, that's not true. Yes, it is. Make 4. Make 4, make 4. Yes, there's 3 different sets of units that you need to go around there's 3 different units. You need 4 of each. 1 for each side of the table properly. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. I think I say it right. I didn't sew a bonus. Hang on. All right. If you have the pattern, you will understand what I'm saying. If you don't, and I'm confusing you, I apologize. I apologize. But we have to make 3 different units, and we have to make 4 of each, 1 for each side of the table topper. It's a square table topper. It's 47.5 by 47.5. I don't know how I can remember that, and I can't remember what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm teaching a class tomorrow, or I can't remember what I've done today. You know, sometimes you're just like, I don't remember. I am doing laundry too, and I don't remember to check things. That is like my worst chore. I'm saving up money to move my washer and dryer up to the 2nd floor. And it's possible. I've already, checked with someone about that and checked with how much it would cost. That was like a year ago, maybe. So I'm waiting for someone to come and do that and change my stairs. So I did reach out to someone who I know won't, make me pay through an arm and a leg. I might just have to pay an arm, which is fair. But if I don't have to pay an arm and a leg and a toe on the side, I'm good. Because it's expensive to fix things. But it'd be so nice. There's nowhere on my main floor to do it. I tried, and I was like, that's not what I want. So I did when we did the kitchen renos. I said I only want it on the main floor if I get this result. And they said no, you wouldn't get that result. And I said I don't want it. So I left it in the basement. But really, if I put it up here, it would be ideal because 90% of the laundry comes up here. All the towels, all the bedding, it's all stored up here. My clothes, Joe's clothes, and the only person who doesn't put their clothes up here is Wallace. So, I mean that'll be better, I think. I don't have anywhere, like I said, on the main floor to do it. Our house isn't very big. Not a super big house. So I think I was supposed to. Okay, so I think I'm going to stick these underneath the clapper. I'm going to do like 4 and then stick them under the clapper because they are not laying flat. They are sticking up. So press according to the pattern. Those laying flat there. So we'll set these seams and all on there. Pressing the seams. That to not want to cooperate. That seam is not cooperating. Okay. So place that on there. And then we're gonna just press and press. Press and press. All right. Tomorrow I have to teach a class and I have to take the kids to swimming lessons. So that'll be fun. So you can join us in our sew along. You just have to sign up through our website. This one is not live on any other platform. It's only live over Zoom. and we record them and post them privately to our Facebook group. Well, I don't do that, my daughters do that. I could probably figure it out, but how to make it private? I guess you just click that thing that says private, so I think I could do it if I had to do it. Could I do it well? Who knows? I've never tried. It's nice when you have someone who can do it for you, so you don't have to do it yourself. Okay. So nice and flat. Okay, now I'm gonna just take that one. I'm just gonna leave it for a couple of moments. The next, we can actually just we take this one too. We can just leave them. They will be fine. Okay. Oh. Okay, so we did that. We made all of those. The next thing we need to do is take our F, that's these ones. We need how many? Make 32 total. 32. So we've made 1, 2, 3. We need to make 29. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Okay. And what you're going to do is if it's 29 of these, it says that you're going to make 16 from each print for a total of 32. I only have one print, so I'm making a total of 32. If I count them out, then I should be good. Then we're going to take the F and we're going to take, whenever this is a T, I'm going to stitch it here and we're going to sew it from the upper right to the lower left. So the opposite of how we sew our print. And this, excuse me, the type of star that this is, you have to do this right, or your star is not going to look right. You have to really watch how you sew these together. All right. Okay, I didn't realize when I was looking at this and looking ahead, I don't know why I didn't realize this, but I didn't realize all of the different things that we had to do. It wasn't really, I guess it wasn't grasping what we were doing until I had to do it. Okay. If you're doing the two different colors, you have to be mindful of that. I am not. So if I'm doing two different colors, I would have put 16 of one, 16 of another, and then made sure that I changed out my piece. Yes, Wallace, what do you want? That's fine, but no shows. And you can only play the Switch for a little bit. I know she just got her both of them actually this year. Their little joysticks of their Switches all need to be replaced. So Joe just got hers back. So they haven't been able to play together because they only had one set of remotes. It was like we're very upset. So they're playing together now, which is fun. So all of these go in the same orientation. They all go from upper right to lower left. That's how I'm sewing it. Like I said, I like to start. They're going to the bottom of the F. And I like to sew them so that it's not whatever. It's not. So I will have to make, let me think for a second, 2 of each of mine. So I'll have to make 2 with the red and 2 with just the black and the gray print of my upper stars. So I have to be mindful of that. Where if you didn't make your bigger stars 2 different fabrics, you don't have to worry about that. So I will be focusing on that and reminding myself by telling you that. And then, or you could do, keep it simple. Make all your big ones the same and make all your smaller ones the same. That's fine too. Less chance of messing it up. But that gives us a little bit of a challenge. I don't know if I had fabric to make. No, I don't think I had another darker fabric to make these ones different. Or I just decided to just leave it. I don't remember. I don't think I had another block. I had used it in a previous year. And I think it'll just be really cute. I like the little, what are they? What they are. They're little cherries or little berries or some kind of a berry. A red berry. Mistletoe is not red, but holly. Holly. I bet you they're holly berries. I answered my own thoughts. Thinking out loud. Didn't even answer it. So I haven't decorated for Christmas yet. I do put up a real tree, so that's partly why I haven't decorated yet. Because it dries out. I do like having a real tree. I usually take it down sometime between Christmas and New Year's, especially when the kids go to their dads or Indians, and I usually take it down because by then I'm done. I'm done. I'm just done. And it's easier to take it down when they're gone because they're not trying to touch everything and they're not all of that fun stuff isn't happening. So that's always good. And I usually put up the house decorations when the kids are gone. Not the big fancy they just get in the way. And then they start touching everything. And then they start, asking questions and playing with rooms and they're not supposed to. And they get their own trees in their room. So I bought these are fake, 2 fake trees for them in pots. So they're in a pot as opposed to the door ones that have like that weird stand. Those always break. They fall apart or the cats can jump on them and then it's a lot of frustration last year for me. So and their trees were getting kind of old. So I bought these new trees this year, so I'll be fine. The only downside is the lights work on batteries, so we'll go through a lot of batteries. But on the plus side, there's a timer, and another plus side is they can stick it anywhere they want because there's batteries. They haven't decorated them yet, but we'll work on it. I have to get them some more ornaments. Because the trees got knocked over by the cats, a lot of their ornaments broke. Unfortunately, they broke or got damaged. So I've got all of these done now. My other ones are just under clappers over there. They're probably nice and flat now, which will be really nice to work with. If you don't have clappers, it's a great investment. You can get them from your local shop. Sometimes the shop has them made for them and they have their little name on them and things. So check them out. I didn't buy very expensive ones and they work pretty good. So just try them out. I really like them. They really help get things nice and flat, especially when it's a smaller seam or a trickier seam, or it's just not cooperating for whatever reason. Maybe we sewed it. Sometimes, I don't know if you've noticed, depending on what fabric you put on top will determine how you're going to press it because the fabric will want to go a certain way. The seam will want to go a certain way. So I'm trimming off about a 1/4 inch seam here. All right, so we're doing this. We're doing it. We're getting it done. This is very fun, very interesting, very fun. All right, go. If you're just joining, good evening. I am here in my home studio in Eastern Ontario, and I am making the stars and trees. I thought I had a tree here. Yes, I do. Trees and stars. Trees and stars table topper. It's gonna look amazing. It's gonna look really, really fun. So that's, I know this looks kind of like, what? It's missing something. It is, but it's not done. So hang tight, we're working on it. Okay. We're getting there. Now I'm gonna go press all of these suckers. Okay, I'm gonna go press all of these. I'm just gonna move all of my flaps away. I will probably use them again. So those are all done. Those are the longer ones. Those are the ones that need two. Two. Those are the candy cane blocks where they're stitched and flipped in each corner. Or in two corners, sorry, not each corner. These ones are only one. So we are stitching and flipping these guys. These are actually laying a little flatter than the other guys, but I'm still gonna stick them under the clapper. Go. It just makes life so much easier if I do this. So much easier. I'm gonna sit properly so I can throw back. But yeah, I had fun today binding quilts for survivors. I'm trying to think now. I did one that was lots of yellow and greens, lots of different blocks, like all the blocks on the quilt. I think there was 20. They were all different, I think. I'm pretty sure they were all different. So a real fun, like sampler type quilt. Then I did one that had browns with a lot of background, but it was really pretty. And on the back, it had like bonus, like a secondary quilt almost. The backing had a piece across and a piece down, and it looked really nice. And then the third one that I did was, it must have been some kind of a fat quarter quilt, like using fat quarters because it had larger pieces and they were all flowery pastel-y kind of colors, and it was really pretty. So that was really fun. Hi, Laura. I think that's Laura. No, that is, sorry. Yes, Laura said hi, and Anna said hello. Hello, everyone. We are working on our stars and trees. Trees and Stars table topper. This also is on our YouTube channel, so you can always go back there. It's all recorded and you can watch it. It's unedited. So I'll be saying hi to you over there. You go watch it. So I've made a bunch of these already. I think I have to make 16 of these total. So I did that. You have to, if you use the two different colors like the pattern asks for, you have to make 8 of each. I'm only using one color, so I just made them all the same. Which makes my life a little easier. At least a little easier. Okay. Then we just made 32 of these guys right here. These guys right here. Okay, again, you have to make half and half. So follow the directions in the pattern, especially if you're not making everything the same. Everything is there. Then what we have to do is there's 3 different sections of these to incorporate our stars, okay? So you have to make 3 different units using your star at the top or at the bottom, it just depends. And then your little stars, your little 4-point stars at the bottom or at the top. Somehow you're going to incorporate all of these stars. So you have to watch what you're doing because you have a mixture. You have stars you're going to have 2 rows. So you're going to have a row with the top of the star and row with the bottom, something like that. I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah, you're gonna have some next to your stars and some underneath, and you're gonna have different orientations. I don't know, I'm talking nonsense now. Let me rethink this. Your stars, you're gonna have 2 rows. The rows are gonna be a mix of the little guys and the big guys. Okay, that's why it's different. This is not the same size as these, so you have to do partial little stars to go with your big stars, okay? I think that makes more sense. So forget what I said at the beginning. Think about what I just said. Okay, so that page is done. So we are on page 249 of the Prairie Home book. I hope you're having a good, I was going to say Friday, but it's Saturday. Oh my gosh, it's because I worked today. So my brain is all like, So now we need to make 4 of these because we need one of these sets for each side of the table topper. And I figured out that I do need to have 2 because my top stars are different fabrics. 2 with the black and gray and 2 with the black and red, like the little flowers. So I need to make sure that I do 2 of each. So I've already made one with black, so I need one more black and one more flowers. And then I need another flower block. I have a couple up there. Okay, I think they're all there except that one's up there. I don't think there's any more anywhere else. I don't think so. Okay. So now we're gonna lay them out. Now, I'm gonna use not this design board. This design board is too small. Let's grab 3 design boards. Actually, let's just grab 4. We will eventually need 4. Oh, there must be so much fabric around. It's just itching my nose. Okay, all we're making today is these little guys. Okay, first class, we made our first, class so long. We made the trees, then we made the little stars. Now we're making these stars, and this is all I'm working on today. Next week is the assembly. That will be on Sunday, the 23rd, because I'm out of town. Okay? That's all. I have to go out of town. I didn't know that I was required to go. But anyways, it's fine. So I'm going to make 3 of these. I'm going to move one of these because I don't need it right now because I've already made one. So this is what we're making. It's a combination of the long piece, the short pieces, background squares, and a star. Okay? I know it might be a little confusing, but you'll have your book and you'll be okay. We're going to be okay. So we just have to watch the orientation of everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our little guy. He's going to go this way with a little guy at the bottom, a little square. Then we're going to take a long piece. It goes like that. Then we're going to take another background square and another little guy, and we're going to rotate him this way. He's going to go that way. Then we're going to take another little guy. We're going to put him this way with a background square at the bottom. Then you're going to take a long one, and that's it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows. 5 rows. 3 of them have a little square to sew together, and 2 of them are a long candy cane piece, which will work. My stars on the bottom or on the sides are all the same fabric. If you're doing 2 different fabrics, you'll have to do one in one color, one in another color. I'm not doing that, so I don't have to worry about that. I just have to change the top one. So mine will be half with this background fabric and half with the black and gray. So there's 1. Let's make a second one. It doesn't change. We're going to make 4 of them exactly like this. Oh, this one in a background square. Then a long one. And the long ones are right now are going the same way. Then we take a little guy, flip him. He needs to be upside down. Then we're doing Then we're going to do another one like this with one of these. I'm really following the book. Hard to not follow the book because it's so, you got to be so precise and so intricate. Okay. So it's G and your F, and then your candy cane block, then your other, these are the same pieces, just rotated, and these are G backgrounds. Okay, so that's what we're doing. One more. Now they look weird because they aren't sewn together. It looks like it'll be too big, but it does fit. and it did fit. I was a little like skeptical there. So I'm like, but with no seam allowance, it looks really bad. But with the seam allowance, it'll be fine. So you're going to sew your you're going to sew this onto this before you try to sew them together. Otherwise, you're just gonna make it hard on yourself. I don't you could do it. I don't even know if you could do it. I don't know why you would do it, but you'd have to do partial seams and it would be crazy. So don't do that. Don't do that. Sew the pieces together, your little pieces, make them long. There we go. So let's start sewing. We've got 3 done because I already have 1 done. Okay, so now we are going to sew this together. Voila. Voila. Oops. There, I almost did it. I gotta sew the bottom on first. I gotta sew the background square on to the 3 pieces that need 1, 2, and 3. So today the weather is awful up here. I woke up to it was wet and frozen to freezing rain. And then I woke up, no, sorry. Then it changed. Well, even when I drove home, it was icy and wet and it wasn't very nice. Car is it's covered now. My car's covered in snow. So you have this layer of icy wetness, and then now you have the snow. It's just not a lot of fun. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna take our 3 pieces and we're gonna put them back in. I'm gonna make sure we do it right. Oh, that way, and that way. Yeah, yeah, that looks great. Okay, it's a little weird because it's not like one star's finished, but the other one isn't, but it'll get finished when we put the units together. Go together. Oh, you do sew the whole section. Okay, so we are gonna sew the whole section. So once we get all the stars made, we're gonna sew the sections together. Super cute, okay. Okay, and then we're gonna sew a bonus block. Gonna trim, and trim. Oh, we're gonna trim. I think it's here. Okay. I've mentioned it a few times, but I always sew with my needle in the down position. That makes my life easier if I do that. I should have sewed it the way I sewed it the last time, but that's okay. More bonus blocks. So. Okay. No idea what I'm gonna do with all those friggin' things, but we'll do something. We'll figure it out. Oh, they're cuteness. These are cute. I do like them. I think we'll be striking with the same color. Don't think it'll be too blonde with the same color. I think I could actually make this one. Yeah, it's gonna happen. All right, so let's press the sucker. Let's press it. Flat. I think flat is the key here. Water in my iron. I do like a good steam. Yeah, it's all dried up. I'm gonna go get some water. I'm gonna put clappers on this guy and I'll be right back. This is what we're making. I'll leave it right there. You can see it. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab some. Watch out, bunny. Watch out, bunny. Okay, I'm gonna come this way. Water in here. Okay, spills. It's full. It's full now. Oh, damn it. Thing it didn't get it. Okay. There we go. There we go. A little bit of water. Won't hurt you. Go. I'm just gonna put this extra water. I have a couple of plants in here. They could really use so much needed water. There we go. All righty. Okay, so that's what we're making. We'll make 4 of them. Where am I putting these? Oh, come over here, and then they're out of the way. They're done, and they're out of the way. Remove the flappers. So this is what we have, and it tells you in the book what size you need to trim the 2 pieces together. You can do a rough estimation on what that should be. It's not hard. The math is pretty basic. But all that is in the pattern. I can't give you those instructions because it's not my pattern. But I have the rights to it. I never asked her if I could, hey, can I use this in a sewing? You know, she needs her money. Somebody needs the money. I'm not getting paid. And that's okay. I'm still going to sew it. I love it. So much fun. And I'm glad you're here with me. You're sticking around. I really appreciate that. Who would have thought starting, listening to my daughter would be me sewing with you guys? Like, how that's so cool. So if you don't know how my TikTok journey began, it began by my daughter saying, Mom, go and sew on TikTok. Okay, what do I sew? Sew whatever. What do you mean sew whatever? Sew whatever you're sewing. Just sew. And here we are together, which is really cool. And I appreciate that. So if you like, follow, share, it helps me out. And it gets the word out about the work that I do with Quilts for Survivors. So thank you for that. All right, this one goes G on the bottom. All right. So just lining these up. They actually go together really well. They're smaller pieces because they're not very big. So they go together really easily, but okay, so now the knot next to that one in G down. Okay. They go together really well. Actually. So it's not so not too cheap. They're just a little small, not harder, just small. This one goes with the G up. Okay. Oh, you know what? Instead of doing a bonus block, I'm just going to sew this one. Why sew bonus blocks when there's more to be sewn for these blocks? Okay, and I didn't change my stitch length. I left it. It seems to be working fine. I don't feel like I need to change it. I don't normally change. I just sew. I just sew with the default that I shape does. So. For cute. I'm always talking about that. He's super cute. Can we go with he's just super cute? All right, so let's do this one. And this one. And this one. So now I'm going a little crazy. So if you're sewing along, Just sew at your pace. You can, if you're watching it after the fact, you can pause and sew. I think you've got the gist of it down. Instructions are pretty clear, and I'm just going to sew. I might not be able to get all of this done tonight, but we're going to try. It's 12 different things, but not overly difficult. Hi, bunny. What are you doing? Hey, what are you up to, little bunny? Okay, so that needs to be sewn together. Okay, so one of these is up. One of these is up, and one of these is down. So this goes to this. Okay, this. Do 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 do. Stitching, stitching, stitching. I just keep stitching till I run out of things to stitch, then I gotta find something else to stitch. You can tell there's bad weather because it's pretty quiet out there. Okay. That's on that. Okay. The stars are really, really cute. They're not very big. What are they? They might be 3.5 inches square. I don't know. It doesn't actually tell you what size they are. Maybe they're 2 inches. I don't know. They're not 2 inches. I think they're bigger than that. Maybe they're 2 inches without any back. No, the block is about 3.5 inches square. They're not very big. They're super cute though. Okay. I gotta keep them like that. Okay. Now this one needs this bottom. And I don't have anything else done. So let me stitch this and then we'll go into the next unit. So again, we have to make 4 of each unit, 3 different star units. So last week, we just sewed a bunch of stars together. Now this is putting sides together of the table topper, and we have to be mindful of that. And then there's a size to trim it to, and we'll trim it up later. That's sew the units, and I will trim them up later. They're pretty close. And the reason I can tell that is things are matching up really nice. So they're very close to, hello, how are you? Oh, hello, Ani, bonjour. Nice to see you. It's a beautiful day. I'm in a good mood. I'm happy lady. I'm super happy. I'm having a wonderful day. Glad you're here. If you're on, that means you're okay. You're doing all right. You're able to, turn on your device, pick who you want to look at for a little bit, and you're able to enjoy that. That's a good thing in my mind. If you're here, that's a good thing. And it's a beautiful Saturday. Well, it's a beautiful Saturday because I'm not outside in the snow and the rain and all of that. My laptop over there is dying, so I'm going to get the cord. That's how I'm recording for YouTube. You bear with me. I have my cord here somewhere. Let the dog out, please. Go outside, buddy. Go downstairs. They'll take you outside. Go pee pee. If she'll come, I don't know if she'll come. Sorry about that. I'm just going to plug this in before it dies. I didn't know how long it would take me to do all of this, and I thought I would be a little further along, maybe. Have more stars down, and I could just turn off the YouTube, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Did that turn on to charge? No, it did not. Why not? Why is that not charging? I know the plug-in is working. Maybe that came up. Is it charging? Oh my gosh, is it charging now? No, it's not saying it's charging. What is going on with this thing? Plug in. I did plug it in. It says plug in, and I did. Or I thought I did. Is it plugged in now? Yes, I think no. Oh my. What says plugged? Just what does it say? Available, plugged in. Okay. It says it's plugged in. Not plug in, but plugged in. Okay. I think we're good. All right. Sorry about that, everyone. So I have a question. Rasclat, Bammerclat. Would you look at that? Oh, I don't know what that means, but I don't know everything. All right. Raw. Okay. So we have our 4 units of our 4 of our first units made. Beautiful. I am not switching out my colors on the little ones. I did at the top. Okay. I think I'm going to stop saying that. You're going to do yours however you want, according to the book or according to however you want. You can make all your stars different colors. It's totally up to you. You do you. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take F. Okay, we're going to take F's again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Follow the instructions. It says make 8 of each color. I'm making all 16 the same. Then I'm going to grab a T, which we've already done, and I don't have to count them out because I've already counted these out. And we're going to sew these on the bottom, but we're going to sew from the upper left to the lower right, opposite of the other ones that we made earlier. And we're going to make 16 of these. Okay? It's the next step. So I am just going to sew all of them together. Every single one of them. It's similar to what we just did, but yeah, folks, this is what we're doing now. I am so excited. This is going to be absolutely beautiful. Absolutely lovely. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see this done. So next Sunday, the 23rd, I will be sewing this together in the afternoon. I'm thinking around 1 o'clock. I am in Ottawa on Thursday, Friday, driving down Thursday, driving back Saturday, down there for Friday. I am going to a rally in down Parliament Hill with youth and anyone else who wants to join. We will be doing a rally, and you can check it out on the Youth Rising Together Facebook page or Instagram page. There are rallying to petition the federal government to give Quilts for Survivors funding. We'll see how that goes. I have invited his aunt, the Prime Minister, to attend such a rally, to support our youth, and we will see what comes of it. If nothing else, we're at least spreading the news that we are here. We are working for our survivors, Indigenous survivors of residential school, day school, and other traumas, and that's what we're here for. And anyone can help and get involved. You just have to go check out our website, www.quiltsforsurvivors.ca. That's where I work. And I like my job. I like working there. I like being there. I love what we get to do. Not every day, not every job do you get to feel and see the benefits of what you do for other people. And you're making people stay better, not worse. You're not the tax man that people are like, no, you're not. You're making people's lives better. You're recognizing them for something that, in the words of a survivor, honoring them for something they've been ashamed of their whole lives is very difficult for them to comprehend. But being a part of that is amazing. Every day that I go to work, I get to be a part of that, whether it's answering emails or doing the books or cutting up the studio or quilting or piecing or making lunch for the volunteers. All of that helps. And all of that has brought us to um, almost 8,200 quilts in in a little over 4 years. Isn't that amazing? Oh my gosh, I need my cord. I need my cord. My other camera's gonna die now. But I think it's amazing. It's a wonderful initiative to be a part of. And I'm very happy. How's everybody doing? Okay. Dan's back here. Okay. That's the right thing. I bought a new cord for my smaller camera, the TikTok camera. So now I can plug her in and not lose you guys because I'm too busy doing whatever I'm doing. That's not odd. I think it's gonna unplug the light and plug it back in. I think I can do this. I think I got it. Oh my gosh, did I? Yes. Aha. I bought a really, really long cord so I tried to set, I only have two outlets in this room. It's an old house and it's almost 100 years old. They have two outlets. So you have to be, that's why things are strategically placed where they are, because I only have so many outlets. Okay. I think I had cut extra of those. So I think we're done. If I counted correctly, you counted with me, right? You know I did okay. If I counted correctly, I have enough. So we're going to cut these. Now these will be the opposite way of these. These are what we're making. But this will be the opposite way because you need your star legs to go either way. We are making a 4-point star, or sometimes they're considered a friendship star. There's a couple of stars that are friendship stars. Excuse me. That are friendship stars. I don't know of any other name. Maybe they are called 4-point stars. I don't know. So these will go the opposite way. So this one goes this way. This is the new one. It goes like this. And the previous one went like that. Okay. Just to show you why we didn't make them earlier. And we didn't need them for those 4 blocks that we already made. So again, 3 different units, 4 of each, 1 for each side of the table topper. So our table topper is really coming together. It's very, very exciting. I do have to finish the quilt over there, which still I have not shared the name of it yet. I will when I work on it. On TikTok, you can't see it, but it's that lovely thing over there. It's gorgeous. I just have to cut some more background fabric and iron it in. I just haven't done that yet. Because I've been focusing. I don't know what that was about. This accessory uses too much something. I don't know what that meant. Okay. I don't know what it was talking about. I had a weird warning come up. Oh, it's almost time to turn off. It's getting late. You hear that little bit of sizzle? Remember I dumped water? This thing saying cannot use. I don't know what it's talking about. because that's the second time it came up. This accessory uses too much power. Oh, maybe, hang on. I think I can't have it plugged in. Hang on. I'm gonna plug it in somewhere else and see if it stops. My camera's giving me a warning. So just bear with me as I try to figure out what the heck is going on here. I think maybe it was because it was plugged into an extension cord, but I think this is long enough. I can go right to the freaking wall. Oh my gosh, it goes like right across this cord longer than my room. There's a lot of snow outside now. When I got home, it was raining. Okay, let's see if the warning comes up. Because I don't know what that warning means. I've never had a warning like that. But I've plugged it right into the outlet. So I bought a really long charge cord. Really long. It's like long. It's good. All right, so what were we doing? We had just, we were practicing. We were up to something. I knew I wasn't losing my mind. Okay. Go. There we go. Oops. Okay, perfect. We've got all of these little guys. Now, I don't want to get these mixed up with these. I'm saying that because I've done it before where I've gotten things jumbled and mixed up. So I don't want to do that again. So here are these ones, and then there's those ones. So I'm trying to keep all my pieces. You can kind of see I'm trying to keep all my pieces together, separate but together, because it can easily get distracting. So we did what they asked us to do. Now we need to take four blocks again. So we're going to take 2 gray ones. We're going to lay it like this. 2 gray ones and 2 non-gray ones. There's another one up on the wall there. I'll have to take it down actually. I did square these up, so they're already squared up. Okay, so there's all my blocks. So 2 of one pattern and 2 of the other. Again, 4 blocks of each of the 3 different layouts. There's the term I was looking for earlier. Layouts, or to make these units. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to take an F on both sides. Hopefully I cut enough. I think I did. F and F, G and G, G and H are the same size. Oh no. Oh yes, okay. And then there's, wait a minute. We're gonna go this way. So one's gonna go this way, and the other is gonna go this way. I wonder why they didn't just make a long piece, have the breakup. Why have the break? That is so weird. This feels like it's smaller than that. Weird. I don't know why they did that, but okay. I would have just made a long piece, but what do I know? It's not my pattern. Okay, so I'm going to sew this together. I didn't do the other ones. I guess I should have done them all. Oh, I was kind of hoping to see what let's just, I forgot to do that. I was also hoping to see what it looks like, but let's do that. F, 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 and then, I had just F, 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 and then G, G, and then one going this way, and one going this way. Okay. Excuse me. One going this way, and one going that way, and then these are going this way and this way. Okay, then the next one. Sorry about that. It kicked out or something. It froze. Okay, one going this way. But if you missed anything, it's on the YouTube. Quilts for Survivors YouTube channel. I'm going this way One, oh, wait, that's the wrong one. That one goes on that side. And this one goes on this side. These guys should flip them so that they're not all. It's easier to see what I'm doing. Okay, let's keep sewing. I don't know why this recording is funny. It's so weird. I've never had this happen before. But it's okay. We're going to keep going. All right. Now we're going to do this. And then so you have to piece these little side pieces together on this unit here. This is our second of 3 units. And you have to piece the sides together first. And then you're going to sew them side to side. Now, I don't know why they did 3 pieces when they could have done 2, but who might have questioned the thoughts of the pack? Maybe it's just you didn't have to cut extra pieces. It's not my pattern, so I don't know. Okay, it keeps cutting out, and it could be maybe it's the weather, or maybe it's the bad weather. Okay. This to this. You might have a printed background. I have this. It's not a background, so it's not tricky. There's no trickiness to it. Okay, and then this one goes here like this. All right. Okay, you need to stop doing that. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. Well, I'm just going to I don't know what to do. It's just being stupid. I need to change. I'm just going to change something. Not sure why it's glitching. Because the other one is glitching. It's just kind of annoying. Maybe it's like you've been on too long. I mean, you know, like, get in. Swap this for this. It's not easy. Not a good one. Oh, maybe that's one. Let's see if that works. Well, we'll see if it works. I don't know what's going on. I'm not a techie person, so I don't know why this warning keeps coming up, but it's all good. We're okay. All right. But again, it is on YouTube, so you can go there and watch it should you miss any valuable information. And if you're watching it on YouTube, I have some issues with TikTok. I don't know if it's the weather or if it's me or if it's something. I don't know. So far, so good, I think. Sewed that wrong. I don't that wrong. All right. So now we're going to press these. What does it say to do? Does it tell you how they want you to press it? Partial middle star unit. Press open. I'm pressing to the side. You can press open as instructed should you choose. So that's our partial middle unit. And we're going to make 4 of these. Okay, that's all we're doing to that. That one's done. So we're going to continue on. Yes, we're going to continue. So 1 down, 3 to go. 1's already partially finished. We are working on it here, folks. Oops, I turned my book the wrong way. There we go. All right, so now we're going to keep going. And we're going to keep sewing. Right, so we've got 4 of these to make. We've made 1 full one. We almost have a second one made. We have 2 more to do. And then we have one more star unit to make. And these will be the middle sections of our table runners. You got your middle, which is a 9 patch. Then you have your stars. You have your trees. So it's going to be really, really nice when it's all done. And this pattern is called Trees and Stars Table Topper. The table topper finisher at 47.5 inches square. And it's from the Prairie Home book by Lori Holt. Hard to talk about something and do something else. Okay. All right. Oh, we got a lot of donations at the studio. I just didn't have time. I was going to go live today and show them, but I didn't have time. So I'll probably do that sometime Monday. I don't really like going to the dentist. When my older kids were younger, all our appointments were at the same exact date, all of them. So we were there for hours. It was long and tiring. It was very long. Even the eye doctors, it was like long, tiring. At least at the dentist, they took 2 of us at a time, but at the eye doctors, it was like 1 at a time. We were there forever. It's 4 of us. It's very long. Now the eye doctor is, I don't know. I haven't taken the kids. Separate, I think, too. With the dentist now, we're all on our own day. Okay, so there's another middle unit. So all we have is our regular star and then these little pieces, these little wing tips, I guess we'll call them, for stars, I think. Oh, ever cuteness. Okay. I see how it plays out. It's gonna look amazing. It's gonna look so great. Okay, so I figured out what was glitching with my TikTok account or my TikTok video. I had the wrong square block to charge my device. I switched out the blocks and it seems to be working fine. I kept saying it's too much power for the accessory. Whatever the heck that means, I've never seen it before. I think that block is actually to charge my watch, but whatever, it's fine. Oh my goodness, sorry. I just seen a little message come through and it said that her dad went to residential school from the age of 5, I think, to 18. Like his whole childhood was at residential school. That is not a childhood. I mean, being hidden in the bush either isn't a childhood, but that's so unnecessary, so unnecessary. I'm so glad that I get to be a part of the healing of this. So glad. So glad. Okay. That needs to be sewn on. So these. So we're just moving along. So if you're just joining, I'm working on our stars, trees and stars table topper pattern. And I am, that's right. Is that right? Yeah. And I am working on the second star block, second star unit. Okay. There's 3 units that we have to make. This is the middle unit that we're currently working on. This is a part of the middle unit. It is not the end. This is not how it's going to end. This is not the end. Because it is shorter than smaller than the other ones. There's more to add to that. Okay. So we are getting all of these pieces together, together, and we are stitching. Now they do give you a size that this is supposed to be, so you can square it to that size. If you feel like maybe it's not quite the size you need to be, you can square it up. I'm gonna grab this template here, this square ruler here, not template, square ruler. It's the size I need it to be. I'm gonna check. Okay, I'm going to check. You want it to be this way. Oh, it's fine. Okay, I thought, oh, maybe it's really off, but it's not. I mean, I can trim out that hair, but it wouldn't really matter. Okay, good to know that it's coming out how it's supposed to. Because they're all kind of looking the same. I don't want it to be totally wonky, wonky. Okay, so we're going to now, what's that? Now you can take it over to the iron and press it, should you feel you need to. Not an issue at all. I feel like that's a little bit something. I want to make sure it goes on the right side. Okay. Stitching it down. It's time to turn it off. You can just place your choice. Much to there. I'm going to sew a bonus block. This one. Just watching, I think the big thing here is to watch our orientation of the blocks. Making sure that we're putting the right pieces on the right side with that little angle going the right way, because we've got some going this way, some going the other way. We need to make sure that everything is going the way it needs to go in order to make the edge the correct way. So that's so just be mindful of how you're doing that and check the book. There is pictures for every little component. You don't have to guess how they got from step A to C without having a step B. There's all of the pieces are there. And I said turn it off. No. Turning it off means turning it off, not continuing on until you feel like turning it off. So I'm just going to check this because it was a bit wonky there, and it is a little bit wonky. Not too bad. You can kind of tell as you make them, if you know, and especially if it's like, whoop, you want to distribute it. So now these are only half finished. That's half finished, and they all look the same, meaning that they all have a star in the middle and then two little flaps or points. Okay. Colors will change based on whatever you're doing. It would actually be fun to have all of the stars, different colors, different shades of whatever. You just have to make sure that all of your star tips and your star centers are the same fabric if you're going to mix them up. So just you want to make sure you would probably have to, if you're going to make each one a different color, you would have to lay it out so that when you put this unit with this unit, that they work together. Okay, that your star tip is for the right piece. If it's too confusing and you're just a little overwhelmed thinking about all of this, just make them all the same color. That could work too. Okay, don't stress it. Okay. All right, let's keep going. We have one more. We need to finish this middle unit, and then we need to make the right star unit. So these are the left star units. Then we need to make the right star units, and we need to finish these middle units. So we're getting there. This is very long, but I thank you for staying on because it is very long and it is a lot, but I think it's important. And I didn't know where to stop for the next week. So I'm just making them all. But you have a week to finish them up. Should you choose to, well, you have a little bit over a week because I'll be on next Sunday. So not tomorrow, next Sunday. So you have a little bit of, you'll have a few more days within a week. Oh, I guess that person requested a quote because I just got a notification that a quote was requested. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make eight. We're going to make 8 of these pieces. So let's see, we got 8 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I said turn it off. 7, 8. Jose and Wallace. Okay, now go play or have a snack. And then you need H's. No TV, no electronics, no more electronics. Now we're going to sew these type of blocks again, but we're going to do them going the other way. So they're going to, the reason we're making more is they're going to go the opposite way. Okay, so they're going to go this way and this way, opposite. So watch in your book, it clearly states how to sew. You're going to sew from the lower left to the upper right. Not all of them. If you're making different colors, watch. You need to make half of each, so 4 of each, or whatever, however you're doing it. So be mindful of that. Just watch how you're doing it. It's very important that you make sure that your star centers and your star tips all match. Unless you want it to be scrappy, I think you could do that. I don't know. You need to try it. It might drive you crazy. But anything is possible. Anything is possible. I think I sewed too much today. Everything is hurting. My everything is hurting. All right. I might not finish. What I'm going to do is make one middle unit because this is getting rather long on YouTube especially. But you can fast forward if you want to get all that. I'm going to make one of these units and one of the other unit, which has all the pieces already made. Show you how we put it together, and then I will stay live on TikTok, but I continue to until I'm done sewing. But I can cut off the YouTube, and then they don't have to watch all of this. Okay, so now we're gonna cut these apart. Oh, and I have it in there, and I dropped my thing on the floor. Hang on. Okay. Trim. They're playing now, so that's good. They've been. Sometimes when I have a babysitter for them, they just do too much electronics. It's like, oh God. Tomorrow they can have an electronic-free day. They'll be pissed. But now you're going to sew the other part from the upper right to the lower left. As long as your line is going the same, your seam needs to go at the same angle. The nice thing about when they clean their rooms a little extra good, or they clean the basement, they find toys that they haven't played with in forever, and they start playing. Not like that. You don't have to use it. It's so weird. I think it's got some salvage. I thought I cut off all the salvage. Clearly I didn't. Clearly I did not. Do I have more of these pieces? Yeah, I have a whole stack right here. Okay, I don't have to be picky because that one doesn't look very nice either. I don't have to be picky. I've got a whole bunch of them. All right. So once we're done this, the rest of this will go together really nicely. All the other next week, the assembly will go together really well. Everything's done. I mean, it's not hard to sew a 9 patch or a couple of squares together. Side units will be ready to attach to the center once we make it. We haven't made the center, so we can't attach them to it. We'll do that next week, next Sunday, the 23rd. Yeah, the 23rd. Today's only the 15th. Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's just me, but time flies by so fast. I don't even know, man. I just don't even know. Never mind where the day went. Where did the year go? 25 is almost gone. Like, hello, where did it go? Nobody told me where it went. It just vanished. Okay, stick these two together after water. What is blocks? All right. So now we're going to trim these apart. Hi, buddy. Hi, little lady. How's it going? All right. Bunny is the dog, not one of the cats. Okay, so now we're going to trim these. We're going to trim them like so. So again, making those candy cane blocks because they have like that stripe and it looks like a candy cane. Again, the book is very clear on how to do this. So follow the book. Hopefully my little tips and tricks and seeing me do it helps. This is in real time because there's no editing in this. If you're watching it later on YouTube, this was recorded in real time. This is how long it took me to do this, even with a little bit of fiddling, but this is how long it took me to do this. So be mindful of that. We are at almost 2 hours. Oh my Lord. It's 2 hours. Okay. And I had all of my pieces pre-cut. Like all of my pieces I needed to sew together were cut. So this is just the sewing and the chatting. And I don't think that, well, maybe, oh, well, at the beginning, I spent about 10 minutes, I think, chatting, or 5 minutes or something. So we are doing another sew along starting, not in December. December is just too busy. Starting in January, the new year, we're going to do a sew along. We're going to do the, what's it called again? Possibilities pattern. It's a foundation paper piece pattern. I am not an expert in foundation paper piecing. I have done it. I know how to do it, and we'll work through it together. And this one is pretty simplistic compared to some of the ones I've done. So I am looking forward to it because it's simplistic. Oh, hot. That's really freaking hot. Oh my Lord, I'm never hot. Oh, we're playing with dinosaurs or horses and some such fiddle faddle. Fiddle faddle, is that what? Fiddle faddle and what? So I remember what Disney cartoon that's from. It's weird that our brain remembers. Okay, so I have them on the clap under the clappers right now because they're sticking up. They're not excuse me, laying as flat as I would like. Okay, so what is our next step? We need bigger, well, those are 10-inch. These are 10-inch, aren't they? Yeah, okay, we're just gonna sew the bottoms of these and worry about the tops after. So this is the top of that other unit that we made because I said it was half a unit, that middle unit. This is the top of this unit. So what we're going to do, and we need to make 4 of these. I'm going to move my book over here so it's just easier for me. Okay, so we're going to take this unit. I don't think it's those. I feel like it's not those. Okay, and then this one, a G. So we have our little unit and then a G. Then we have, sorry, I need some of these. Oh, then we have our units we just made, right? Yeah, because why would you make them if you weren't going to use them? And it goes like, no, these are wrong. No, wait a minute. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong spot. Okay, wait a minute. Which way is this supposed to go? I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, those might be. I'm feeling a little bit. Oh, maybe those are for another. Okay, wait. Why would you make those and then not need them? Why would you do that? Okay. So it looks like this is not. This is the unit we just made. Okay? Okay. but we're using the units that we made last time. I don't know why you would make units and then make a block that you don't need in this block, because that's confusing. That's confusing me. I'm losing my mind here. Okay, but that's fine. Whatever. I mean, it's not my block. I don't know. Okay, and then wait for it. This one here. Yeah, like I don't know why you had to sew that. I'm doing it in the steps of the book, and I feel like that step could have went after this step. What do I know? Nothing. I think these are E's. Okay. Then you need an E. An E. Wow, that's a really cool E. Nothing much to it. And then you need a G again. Going. Oh. You need that unit with a G. Sorry. Oh, excuse me. Then you need another unit. No, it's the same one. It's this way with this one. Oh, you need some of those little guys, but okay, I'm going to move these over. This is a little bit like, okay, be mindful of, I guess, but I'm glad I don't have to think about color orientation here, because I would think I would have lost my mind already. No, this is incorrect. No, that's correct. That's going. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And then a G at the top. Okay. A little bit overwhelming here. So there's your little candy cane units. They're the same. There's your little F units and your G's. Follow the pattern. Make sure you follow the pattern, because I really needed to watch the pattern to get this. Now we have to make 4 of these. Yes, make 4. Okay. So let's do this again. This one with a G. So I'm going to put these together 4 times, because it'll save my brain in the long run. Okay, you do this however it works for your brain. This is how it's working for my brain. What I just don't understand is why we made units that we don't need in the next step, because that seems silly to me, but maybe they were just trying to give us a break, a brain break or something. I don't know. I think they just confused me. But it's all good. So just be mindful that you really need the pattern for this one. If you're trying to get by without it, good luck, because I haven't given you any instructions on cutting. But it's super fun. And again, it's on YouTube. You can watch it, pause it, rewind, fast forward, whatever you need to do. I really value everyone staying on. Oh my goodness. You guys are so amazing. And I really love the support. Thank you so, so much. Okay, there's 2. And 1 more. I'm only going to sew one of these suckers. I will sew the rest later. That is the wrong unit. Okay, this unit and this unit. Okay, then E in between. And then this sucker, this one. Well, they sound like they're having a good time down there. This one, I love it when they play nice together. This is when they're using their imaginations. Okay, so there I made 4. I'm only going to sew 1 together because I want you to see how it looks. I don't want to do all of them. This is already getting really long, and I apologize for that. So what I'm going to do is go right across the design board and sew all the little pieces where they need to be sewn. So there's 4 pieces that need to be sewn together prior to sewing this block together, this strip. Okay. So I'm going to start with that. And then the right unit, we have everything already made. We're just going to lay one out, and then I'll show you how it looks, and then we'll call it a night. Okay? Because anything else would just, it's getting very late. It's getting long. Not that I don't enjoy doing this. I just know that you guys have better things to do with your evening than watch me sew a bunch of blocks together. Okay, so this goes back here. Or maybe you're sewing along with me and everything's okay. And then this one goes here. Yes. 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 Okay. I'm looking back there because I have the left units already made and it helps. So what you need is you need a left, a right, and a center for each of your four sides of the tabletop. And we have made the left, we're making the center now, and then we have to make the right. Okay, so I need to look again at my pattern to make sure that I have my pieces going in the right orientation. So not to mess it up. No messing up allowed. Okay. Oh, that is not joining together well. Okay, let's just do that. Piecing things together very well. We're doing good. So far, so good. Okay. I looked at chain piece. I keep checking my pattern to make sure that I know what I'm doing. I encourage you to do the same. You know, when you're making your last one, maybe you have to make 4 of these. You might have it down. Who knows? There is whoa, this could go wrong. And I've done it where I've sewn things backwards or upside down or from the wrong side. So it's going left, that's going right. It does happen. Okay, let me grab another one just so I don't have to cut my threads or sew a bonus block. I'm kind of getting tired of sewing the bonus blocks right here. It's not helping me progress with this extremely long sew along here. But I hope you're enjoying it. If you're just joining, this one actually makes 2 full stars. I am sewing the Trees and Stars Table Topper from the Prairie book by Lori Holt. In my opinion, the book is definitely worth it. There's over 40 projects in there, and I don't plan to make all of them, but I plan to make a huge chunk of them. And that brings me much joy. Because there's a lot. And I'm going to make the book that's on the cover. You'll buy it from your local quilt shop or a shop that will ship it to you. Very, very important to support our local shops as much as we can. Or local-ish shops. If your local shop doesn't have what you want, another shop will. Because they can't carry everything. I'm not saying anything against shops, but they can't carry everything. It's nobody can carry every piece of fabric that was ever created. Nobody can. Okay, so this now goes, so this is our middle unit that we've made previously in the last step. Then we made this additional unit with 2 stars. Pardon? Can I have? There's, yeah, sure. Just don't make a mess. Yeah, and can walls have ice cream? If we have any. Yep, I think so. Go ahead. Okay, so now this is supposed to be, how big is this supposed to be? Oh, this is supposed to be. That's at 7. Okay, just a second. I need to check this because I feel like it's too long. It is. It's a little bit long. Hang on. I'm gonna trim this. I'm only trimming it over here because there's too much junk over here. So that it's trim it to what it says in the. Now this isn't trimming. It is too long. I'm trying to cut it so it evens up. It's pretty even. Okay. So now you do have to be mindful of how your stars are orientated. So if you're doing opposites, make sure that the book has them all yellow, so it's hard to follow that. Just be mindful of what you're doing. Be mindful. I didn't realize that having the two different colors would have probably caused me frustration. So I'm glad I'm doing just one color because I feel like nowhere on the counter does it say use yellow 1 or use yellow 2. So just be mindful of that. Okay? Because I don't have to be mindful of that. So I'm reminding you to be mindful of where your color orientation is. This stage, I think I would just make all 24 stars a different color. Because it would just, as long as you got all the star tips together, you would be fine. But again, you'd have to really watch. Okay, so this is our middle unit. Our middle unit. This is the way it's supposed to go. Then you're going to put your left on the left and your right on the right. Okay? All right, so we have that done. Now we're going to move on. We're not moving away from this. These still need to be sewn together. I am going to do that, but I'm going to do that after. I want to get this left unit done because this video is getting super long and I got to get the kids to bed soon. So let's just do this one. Okay, so what we need is our remaining 4 stars. So we're just going to take one. I know I have another one up there, but we just need one for now. That's going to go at the top. And then you're going to take your, whatever this is. No, yeah, that one. You're going to take this piece here and put it here. Then you're going to take this piece here, right? No, it's going to go this way with a G on the bottom. Okay, then you're going to grab your next piece, which is the same piece going the other. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, going this way. That was a little confusing. And then putting this one down. So you could see I got a little confused there because you need to watch the placement of these blocks. You need to watch the orientation of these blocks. Then we're going to put this one here with this one like this with G on the bottom again. So again, you're going to make 4 of these, 4 of this right unit. I'm going to make 1 because I'm going to sew the other ones later. I mean, it's the same thing over and over. I probably will stay on TikTok for a little bit longer, but I will move on so that I can turn off YouTube. And we will have all those ready to go. And I can share a picture or something on Instagram or Facebook or somewhere. Okay, this goes with this. Yes? Yes. Okay, that's right. Now we need this one. This one. Oopsies. Stay there. I don't need you yet. So you need to make 4 left units, 4 right units, and 4 middle units. And then you're going to sew them together to make your size of our tabletop, which is really, really exciting. And I think that goes like that. I'll look back. Oh, yes, it does. Okay. Ooh. All right. Then this one goes here, opposite. So let's sew these two together. These are quite not too costly because they're small, but all good. Okay, so is this one going down? Yes. Okay. I'm gonna just press it. Instead of trying to finger press it, I'm just gonna set the iron on it and leave it for a few seconds. It'll be easier. Why not make my life easier? Life is hard enough. Let's make it easier. I'm gonna sew these and the other one together. So I'm making one right unit. So that I can sew it together. So I can show you all of the units and then you can go and make it. Or if you're making them with, go in with 8, awesome. And if you're not, well, it's not too late. You can go get the book, get the pattern. Journey Home by Lori Holt. Join us. I have it, it's recording onto our YouTube channel, Quilts for Survivors. Or you can check it out anytime you want. It'll be there. I don't think there's anyone on YouTube watching, but that's okay. I didn't announce it. It's there for you guys after the fact, should you need it. Okay. All right. So now we're going to sew this to this. So this is for the right unit. We've made 4 left units. 4 partial. Sorry. 1 completed middle unit and 3 partial middle units. That's what we've done so far this evening. But I'm not making everything. I'm trying to get. It's getting long, late. Get some of this done because it's getting late. Right. I can just take this off. I need a phone block. Okay, I'll go over and press this. It's kind of flat. And I think it gives you how long it's supposed to be. I'm gonna check into that. She's pretty good at giving good instructions and clear. At this stage, this should be the size. So now this is the unit we've made. This is for the right unit. Okay, it gets a little star at the top. If you're doing, and I've said this several times, if you're doing different colors, alternating colors, and make sure that you're using the right colors in the right places. Okay, this, I just need to trim this. It's too stinking long. Just a little bit wonky, not super wonky, just slightly wonky. So I trimmed it to the correct size, which is the size of this block at the top. Now, yeah, it goes at the bottom. Okay. My block has any directions fabric, but if it did, I would want to make sure it went at the bottom. Okay. What's doing now? Getting that out of the way. Pressing this to this. This is another unit. This is for the middle unit. It's fine because you know me, I love to chain. Or if you don't know, now you know. I love to chain. Okay. Setting my seam and rolling it back. Okay. So now the size is on in the pattern how big the right unit should be. So I'm going to check to see. This isn't big enough. Well, this isn't. How long is this supposed to be? I feel like I am off a little bit. It's supposed to be. Oh, that's why. It's supposed to be blah 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 blah. Okay, this one. Wrong unit. Better if it's half size. It's easier to see. It's perfect. Oh my gosh, it's almost like perfect. Oh my goodness. Okay. So now what you're gonna do. Oh no, I can do this. Okay. So because my stars at my big stars, my 8-point stars are different colors, I need to make sure that the one that's the center unit, it gets the opposite color, the other ones on the left and the right. So I did fix it. Now, I don't have to worry. I'm going to get this board out of the way. I don't have to worry about my stars because all of my stars are the same color. All of my little stars are the same color. If you have trouble with color and placement and orientation and thinking about where things are supposed to go, my suggestion is make them all the same color because I don't have to worry about all that. All right, I just have to focus on making two of this color and two of this color of each unit. So we have a left, a center, or a middle, a left, a middle, and a right. And we're going to sew those together. So trim them to what the pattern says. I can't give you those sizes. This is not my pattern. And I mean, I've met Lori Holt, but I didn't say, hey, I'm going to take the pattern and sew it live and give everyone the instructions. She probably wouldn't like that very much. And I wouldn't like that if someone did that to me, but you have the pattern. Just be very mindful of what you're doing and my chair. What you're doing and what you need to do. Just be mindful of that. Watch your which way your blocks go. Triple check. Because it would be really easy to mess this up. Really easy. Really easy. Oh, the centers are the same, but I don't care. Aren't you why? Who cares? I'm not going to care. My screen centers are to each other, but I don't think that matters. If it does bother me, I will change it. Cut it off. That's a left unit. I could put a different left there. I could have put this left unit there. Maybe I should have. I don't know. You can see if it bugs me. I just realized that I had done that, but my centers were wrong. I mean, I have. I might need to change it. I might change it just because I don't like it. That they're the same. That's not the same. No, that's not the same. I think I'm going to change it. Not because I have to, because I feel like it would make a prettier. But I don't want that. I don't think I do. I'm going to look at it again. I really need to invest in a new chair. See how the centers of those two stars are the same and that one's off? I feel like it feels weird to me. I think I'm going to take this one and stick it there. So I'm going to take this off. Not because I did it wrong. So this is how it's supposed to look. This is your side unit. Okay? Oh, somebody wrote, I'm sewing along with you. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing your tutorials. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for following along. I'm going to change this for no other reason than I don't like this center color being the same as this one. I feel like it looks, I don't know, it looks like the other one's wrong. I feel like it needs to be changed. So therefore, I'm going to change it. Now, you don't have, I don't know. Do what you want with yours, but I'm changing mine. We're not doing the same fabrics anyways. I cut what I had. I think I cut four different greens or three. Maybe I have three different greens, I think, for my centers. You can have them all the same. You can have them all different. I don't know when that person was on YouTube, but thank you so much. I love that you're sewing along. I love it. It brings me much joy that I'm able to help you in this craft that we love so much, in this art form that I just love, 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 love. I love it. It brings me joy. It allows me to do something. Sometimes it stresses me out, but most of the time it brings me peace. And then gifting this hours on it, and then gifting it is and seeing their face light up, or them, maybe you're not gifting it, maybe you're just letting them look at it and letting them see it, and they're just like amazed and in awe and they love it. And you're like, this is why I do this. There's a whole bunch of reasons why we do this. And a lot of it for me has to do with it helps me to calm down. And most times, I mean, some of these are harder than others to make, but it helps me to calm down. I'm going to do another one here. It helps me to calm down. It helps me to, I get to try this. Helps me to, oh no, it's okay. Maybe a little bit off, just a little bit. It helps me to, let's look at your book. It was at the top. Actually, it ends up being the same way. It doesn't matter. It goes at the top though. It helps me to be creative. And it helps me. Oh, it is. It helps me bring joy to other people and joy to into my home. Having quilts hanging up and placements on the table and take topics on things and wall hangings up and quilts on the bed and quilts on the couch and all of that really brings me a lot of joy, and I love it. And I'm so grateful to Armand, who taught me how to quilt. Reluctantly, at 9 years old, she thought I was crazy. I think she was like, she didn't want to teach me. And I am so grateful to her for the skills she taught me, and to the other people who've come in and taught me different things and shared their knowledge with me. I'm so grateful. So if you have some knowledge to share, a skill, a technique, something, I read it. Share it with our youth, our younger adults. I got a hole in my thing. Because they will love it. You never know how teaching them a skill will bless other people. Armand has since passed away, so she never got to see what I've done with the skill that she taught me years later. And her cousin found out, and said that she would be so excited to know that I did this. And I'm just so grateful. And now I'm able to use a skill that I was taught, that was shared with me so many years ago. And I'm able to use that to bless other people. Now, I accidentally got a hole in this piece. I think I'm going to have to change that piece out. Maybe not. Maybe. There's a little hole. I picked it with my seam ripper. I think I'm going to have to replace that piece. But anyways, this is how it looks. This is our side unit. This is how it looks. So you've got 2, 4, 6 little 4-point stars, or maybe a friendship star, and then you've got the 8-point stars, 3 of them. And I'm really glad I changed them out. I really like it, but I made a hole, so I'm gonna have to fix that. So I'm gonna sign off on YouTube. So thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Catch me again on November 23rd. I don't have a time. Probably 1 o'clock. Could be later. It could be. I don't know. Once I will come on and we will sew together. So thank you so much. I'm going to sign off on YouTube. I'm still going to stay on TikTok though. So I want to